All right. So those of you that haven't written your power words yet, share them. The more you share them, the more you write them, the more you say them, the more you sing them, the more you see them, the more you smell them, the more you taste them, the faster you will get to where you want to go. And the more authentically you will get there, because it's based in feeling. It's not based in some mind's plan of what you think you want. It's actually rooted in your body. Feeling is the fastest and most authentic form of manifestation, is feeling what it'll feel like now. Okay, so what I want us to do is add a little bit of NLP here. And what that's going to look like is, with your mantra, with your statement, find a place on your body that you want to anchor this in. The way that I learned this in with NLP was as simple as this: touching your thumb to your pointer finger, and just with those two together, that became like an internal anchor. Nobody has to see it. You can be driving your car, you're about to go on a date, you're about to go into an interview, and you just say to yourself inside your head, and you have your little anchor, you say these power statements to yourself. So everybody pick an anchor somewhere in your body. It can be like this, hugging yourself. It could be hands in a cup in your lap. It can be some kind of self-soothing like this. Pick one. Pick one and do it, and say your mantra to yourself 3 times with your eyes closed, and feel it as you anchor this pressure point, this anchor in. Good. And I'm going to do it with you. And take a deep breath and set the intention to make this yours. Take it with you. You have it now. You have an anchor. You have your words. You're ready to go. So I want to introduce Willow. Willow is going to speak today because Willow was my client for all last year, and we went deep together. And I wanted to invite her on for me to ask some questions, for her to share her experience about working with me, so that other people can get a real perspective, not just me talking about how amazing the work is that I do, but somebody real actually sharing about it. So Willow, if you want to come on and unmute yourself, I'd love to have you.
Hi, beauties. Hello. I'm like, it's so nice being in your energy again. I'm like, I miss you.
I know, I miss you too. I miss you too. So Willow, Magnificent Willow, as we've named you, can you share a little bit about what your life was like before we worked together and what your life is like now?
Yes. Okay. Well, like, so broadly, my whole life.
Just joined on my computer. Let's keep it to your relationship with yourself. We'll keep it there for now.
Yeah. So I was sort of like, I was trying so hard to have myself. I was like trying to like be what I needed to be, and like, but I was still just kind of lost in my emotions, lost in the chaos of myself. And I'd done so much work and I was way better than I was, but I was still like, and now I do not feel that way at all. I'm like much more centered, much more calibrated. I know how to support myself. I know what I need. If I get lost, it doesn't take that long to come back. I'm so much more grounded and stable and centered and happy and joyful and playful and trusting of life and trusting of myself and happy. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. You're a completely different person.
Yeah.
What was your life like? What was your relationship like with men before
Uh,
before we were started working together, and what is it like now? And I'll just give a little backstory. So um Willow and I worked mostly on love and relationship and feminine magnetism, feminine embodiment. So tell us how that has changed things for you in your dating life and in your relationship to men.
It's like polar opposites. So I went for the unavailables. And it was so painful. So painful. And yeah, Simona just did such an amazing job of helping me identify I knew the pattern. I knew it broadly. Like I'm like, oh, my parents are unavailable, so now I go for unavailables. But I didn't know how to fix it. And she like found all the exact little ways. She like guided me to find all the things that I needed to become full and whole of myself and my own love. And now the men, firstly, like I'm quite attractive to men right now. I mean, it's been months, but it's like I'm like it feels like a button I can turn on, which I don't know, sounds weird, but honestly, it is kind of that way. Um, and yeah, I the relationship I had that felt like, okay, I have completed the mission and like I know how to have healthy love and I've attracted it. That happened several months ago. This beautiful man, and he saw me. He saw things in me I didn't even see in me. He worshiped me. He adored me. He loved me. And I was like, oh. I was like, whoa, I did it. I'm with an even better one. He's on the phone because he lives in California and I just got to Texas, but it's still one of the things Simona teaches is the whoever is in front of you is the one for now. The one you get to practice with and expand and grow and enhance your ability to receive love. Um, and yeah, so I don't know. Did I answer it? I think I kind of
Yes, you did, and more. Thank you so much.
so deep. They're so wonderful. I'm so
And and lastly, what would you say to somebody that wants to work with me and maybe is a little afraid to invest in themselves? What would you say to them?
well, yeah, I had that fear many, many times over, but it's so worth it because mm, just investing in mentorship, the right mentor is so invaluable because it's just a transmission of information and codes that exactly get you what you need. And the work I did with Simona over a year would have taken me probably at least 5 years to do on my own, like fucking trying to read books and shit. I haven't even been able to do it. So it's just like it just accelerates everything so fast and you're so held and so supported and it just feels good. It feels good. And what is the point of being alive if we're not, I mean, we're not always going to feel good, but like let's do the things that make us feel good. And as we just got a summary of, feeling good is the best way to manifest what we want. And also, it feels good. So, yeah, it's worth it. You just got to do it.
Thank you so much, Willow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you so much.
I love you.
Willow actually moved to Austin
Yes.
in our work together. I was like, I think that you might want to move here. I have the community, I have the sisterhood, I have the things that you're saying you want. I have them. And she came. She's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. And hi, Leva. I see you. Thanks for joining us. For those of you that have your cameras off and are present, if you could turn your camera on, I would love it. And if not, that's totally okay. But just wanted to invite you to be seen so I can see you and so I can feel you. You can be doing multitasking. No judgment. I'm a huge multitasker. All right. So what I want you to do now is get out a paper journal. Paper journal. I am usually the one that's taking notes on my computer. So I made a specific announcement that today is old-fashioned style, and I'm going to explain why. Great. Got your journals. Okay. Some of you are still grabbing them. So what I want you to do is draw 3 lines. I think I remember in school, this is called hot dog style, right? Remember that? It's like, fold your paper hot dog style. So that's what we're doing right now, is hot dogging. All right, so you're gonna make 4 columns. Good. So today we are going to get into it. We are going to get into how we close the gap between now and this desired destiny. So those of you that are still getting, hi, Tony's beautiful son. I don't know your name, but you're so cute. Want to share his name, Tony? No. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. Riker. Hi, Riker. Riker's going to get a transmission. I'll keep my language child safe. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to share my, oops, that's not it. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm sharing my screen with you so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, nice. I can see all your faces this time. Okay, I'm just gonna up the chat. Okay, so day 2 is all about empowering ourselves. So we live in a reality, and I know you guys know this. I know this too, and it still doesn't hurt to hear it and to say it and to read it, because it is so far from what we were raised to believe. So far from what we were taught in school and by the doctor's offices and our parents and our family friends. So I can't hear this enough. We live in a reality governed by energy, governed by vibration, governed by frequency. Like attracts like. This is a quote by Gandhi. Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. He is saying everything that we are up to right now, which is that your way of being, your way of doing, how you're showing up within yourself and in your life creates your destiny. And so because we know that, we are intentionally creating our destiny. That is what we're up here today. And we're calling it inner lover, because I believe that the best kind of love we can have with ourselves is this kind of love. It's the kind of love where we are devoted to our desired destiny, not just the best present moment now, but the best present moment tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And it's all possible. We know how to do it. All right. Here's another amazing quote on this. The best day of your life is the one in which you decide your life is your own. No apologies, no excuses, no one to lean on, rely on, or blame. The gift of life is yours. It is an amazing journey, and you alone are responsible for the quality of it. I see Willow celebrating. We are powerful. We are so powerful, you guys. Who we are being creates our destiny. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. So now we have Gandhi, we have Buddha. You can find quotes from the best of the best, all talking about this. So I've broken this down because it can be a lot. Like who I'm being and doing creates my destiny. It's like, but like, what are the specifics? I'm all about like breaking it down into tangible information, or else it's broad and it's not really able to digest. Who understands what I mean by this? When you're given a big concept and it makes sense, yeah, but you're like, okay, how do I actually integrate this? Like, what are the steps? I'm such a what are the steps person. Such a nerd like that. I think all of you are. Am I right? Like, what are the steps? Tell me what to do next, right? Yeah, that's my love language. So the 3 steps here are, I've summarized it into a statement called ah, because we all know the power of ah. A stands for actions. W stands for words. And E stands for energy. Our awe creates our reality. Our awe creates our future. Our awe creates our destiny. Give me the steps, says Haley. Exactly. You're my people. So you are manifesting whatever it is that you're thinking, feeling, speaking, doing, being, all of it. You're manifesting all the time. Most people are manifesting a reality that they don't want. But what we're up to here as the quantum inner lover, ooh, I like that name, is manifesting the reality that we do want because we know we are conscious creators. So what we're going to do today on our piece of paper is we're going to do what we call a life review. We're going to do a life review of the ways of being and doing that get to evolve right here and right now. So the first column is what we're going to be up to today. So if you can just write in first column up here, the ways of being that are not aligned with my desired destiny. And you can put that in your own words. You can put old to summarize. You can put limited, no more, whatever you want. No mo. We got to make it light, especially today. We're getting nerdy. We're like getting into like spreadsheeting on our paper. So let's bring in the goofiness. I invite it all from you too. Uh, okay, so I see you all writing on your paper. Good. And I just gave you 2 examples here, and you don't need to do anything with them yet. You don't need to write anything yet other than that little header. So what we're going to be doing is taking inventory of the awe, the actions, the words, and the energy that is not aligned. And we're going to be writing them here on this first column. And then throughout the sessions together, tomorrow and the next days, we're going to be filling in the rest of the columns. Okay, so that's all you got to do for right now. Okay, so what comprises energy? Energy is everything. Everything has energy. Absolutely everything. What if I could break it down, because that's what I'm here to do, is break down these big concepts. What it is for the terms of our awe is our beliefs and our thoughts, our feelings and our emotions, and our embodiment. And what I wrote day 3 and day 4, because we're going to go in detail into our feelings and our emotions tomorrow. And then day 4 is our embodiment. So now is when you can start writing on your paper. On the column that we've already detailed, old, no mo, whatever it's called, write down what are some limiting beliefs you have about yourself. We're going in. And if I can ask everybody to mute their microphones, por favor. And don't overthink it. Just let yourself write. Good. Good, good. Gonna give you a few more seconds here. Jotting some last ones down. You can always go back for more. Second question. What are the limiting beliefs about your ability to have this desired destiny? AKA to have everything you desire. Is there a part of you that doesn't fully believe? I know I definitely have that part. What is she saying? Write down that. Good. Last few moments here. And last one for our beliefs. What do you do when you notice a limiting thought or belief that isn't aligned with the life you desire, that doesn't feel good, that's mean? What do you do? Do you let it be there? Do you tell it that's not nice? That's not true? And do you give it a new thought? Or do you go down the spiral and believe it? There's three main camps. There's letting it stay stuck there. There's catching it and replacing it. And there's going down the spiral of it, which inevitably happens if you choose to just let it get stuck, the first one. So there's three different ways that we handle these limiting ways of being. So just write down which one you feel like you mostly operate in. And as you write, I'm just going to remind everyone that there is no wrong here. Nothing that you write down is shameful or wrong. We're not here to be perfect. We're not here to have nothing come up. We're here to have awareness of these aspects of ourselves. Because without awareness, if you don't know that you're doing something that isn't aligned with who you want to be and where you want to go, if you don't know, then you don't know. The first step is awareness. That step is key. That's what we're up to today, not making ourselves wrong for what we catch. Okay, good. Last few moments here before we continue. Okay, beautiful. Before we do that, let's just do what I call shake it out and shake it in. So just move your body, let that go. Breathe. Be weird, make noise, shake it out. Good. Yeah. Good, good, good. We got to stay in our bodies. Stay in our bodies as we do this, as we take inventory of our lives and we see the parts of ourselves that need our attention. It's important to keep breathing and staying in our bodies. It's really easy to get stuck in our heads. And then that's when we start making ourselves wrong. But that's not what we're doing here. Good. Okay, so continuing on when you're ready. No rush. Keep stretching and moving if you want. We're going to move on to our emotions. What emotions do you feel regularly that would love some attention? What feelings come up for you? Is it feeling lonely? Is it feeling afraid? Is it feeling like you're wrong? Like you're bad? I know those can be thought of as beliefs too. So good. I'm so proud of you all. This stuff is really powerful. When you go here, change happens. Good. And next question is, and I'm going at a remotely fast pace because it's important not to overthink any of these, don't give them too much power. The most important nuggets come right away. What do you do when these emotions are present? How do you handle your emotions? Once again, do you let them stay there? Do you push them down? Do you throw them out? Do you throw them onto someone else? Or do you feel them through? Many of us, I would say most of us, were not taught how to handle our emotions. I was definitely one of them. Okay, good. And write the last few things down. And let that go. And we'll do one more, moving our body, especially as Haley just brought up. She's feeling stressed. She's feeling the things. All that she's bringing to the surface is being felt. That means it's working. That means it's working, my loves. So just feel it, let it move, shake it out. Whatever you need to do, make noise. Mm. Yeah, that's right. Good. So good. So good. And coming back. Our words. We're on to the second one now. Our words, our words. The words you say to yourself and others over time become your reality. We, especially in the Western world, we're conditioned to talk down about ourselves to others, to get belonging by talking poorly about ourselves. Complain bragging. Oh yeah, I'm so busy too. Oh, I know I'm such a piece of shit. Like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. That's how we relate. That's how we were trained to relate. And it is not what we're doing anymore. No more. No more of that. What is something that you say, whether if it's to yourself or to someone else, that is not aligned to this desired destiny? Do you say, it's not possible for me? Everyone else can have it, but not me. I'm not worthy. Do you say, my skin is ugly? Do you say, I've gained weight? Do you say, I shouldn't eat that? It's not possible. He's going to leave me. He's never going to want me. What do you say? What is that subconscious soundtrack saying to you? Willow's feeling it. We all have this voice. The inner critic, the inner mean girl, the mean boy. Yeah, these are hitting. Yeah. And they're subtle. And like I said, because we were raised to think it's normal to talk about ourselves this way, we don't catch them. And we don't say, no, that's not nice. I'm not saying that to myself anymore. We let them stay there, mostly. So what brings us to the next question is, what do you do? What do you do when you notice that you say something that isn't aligned with the life and the you that you desire to be? What do you do when you notice that? Do you catch it? Or do you just let it be there and then move from that place and think it's true? Those look like some of you are still going. Get your last ones down. So good. Okay. Now we get to actions. And I went backwards in terms of my awe statement because energy comes first. Our beliefs, our feelings come first. They then set the stage for our words and our actions, which is why those went first. And those are often the first thing to be addressed in any setting like this, in any teaching and anything like that. And then we get to actions. What makes up actions? Your behaviors, your habits, your choices, especially those that you repeat over time, over and over and over. Your routines, your ways of being. So first prompt here is, what is an action you're regularly doing in your life that you know is not aligned? And by the way, when I say is not aligned, I know you know this, but I'm going to say it again. What I mean is it's not a match to the desired destiny you outlined in day one. And if you catch yourself being like, what is that desired destiny again? Just go to your power words, go to your feelings. Does that action make you feel like those words? If not, it's not aligned. Are you waking up in the morning and checking your phone first? Or are you checking in with your heart? I see some shame faces right now. Yeah, that is one that most people have to shed. Are you considering going back to an ex-lover that you know is not showing up for you? Are you eating foods that you know are not full of ingredients that are nutritious? Are you hanging out with people that your intuition knows is not the people for you anymore? Maybe it was, but it's just not anymore. Are you wearing clothes that don't make you feel like those feelings? Is your room, your home, your car, does it make you feel like those feelings? And last question here is, when you know you are doing something that isn't aligned with the life you desire, what do you do? Do you keep doing it? Do you change it? Do you gently and lovingly shift into a new way of being? Or do you stay stuck there? And as you write and contemplate, I just want to share a few things. And that's that if there's something in your life that is not aligned, that you know is not aligned, that doesn't mean you have to throw it out in the garbage right away. That is not the most loving thing for you. The most loving thing for you is to transition it kindly, lovingly, gently. We don't throw things out. It's not kind to the other thing, the other person, nor to ourselves. Harsh transitions, it doesn't have to be like that. And it doesn't mean you need to change things entirely. Maybe it means you need to tweak some things about that thing. For example, if your car doesn't make you feel all of those desired feelings that you wrote down yesterday, how could you make it feel more like that? Could you get a car wash? Could you put a feather on it? Maybe put a crystal in it or Palo Santo? That's an example. We're not going for drastic changes here. That's actually not loving. That's not being the inner lover. We're just going for awareness and tweaks. Gentle, step by step, not pulling a rug under ourselves, whatever that expression is. Gentle awareness and gentle changes. Good, good, good. I see most of you are ready to continue. A few more minutes here. Some of you still writing. Okay, and when you're ready, write down the last few things. And we're going to talk about some mantras. First one is I catch and replace all thoughts, actions, and words that are creating a reality I do not wish to experience. For example, if we say, he's going to leave me, or he's never going to want me, or you shouldn't eat that cake, you'll get fat. We know our thoughts create our reality. So, do we want to experience that? Is that what we want to experience? No, right? So then we don't let that stick. We don't let anything stick that isn't something we want to come true because we are co-creating our reality. We are particles of God. Second one is I find alignment first. Then I move and express from here. The simplest way to integrate that is say your mantras, do your anchor, align, feel the words. Feel the words. Don't just say them, feel them. Or you can connect to those senses, the what does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like to be living the life that I want to be living, to be the me that I want to be? Drench yourself in those senses. That is also how you align. And then you move and then you express. What we were trained to do is the exact opposite. It's to wake up, get out of bed, start supporting somebody else or checking our phone or going into work or doing everything, but going within first. We start our day outside. Not everyone, but most people, until we learn that that's not actually supporting us. It doesn't have to take long. It can be minutes. I'm all about short and sweet, minutes. I don't do hours and hours of practice a day. That's not my thing. It's minutes. It's doing the right thing in a small period of time repeatedly. The last one is, I forgive myself if I forget and I start again. I forgive myself if I have a thought that is something I don't want to experience. If I speak a word that is not kind, I forgive myself. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, but it's my responsibility. It's not your fault. You were conditioned in a world that made all those limiting ways of being normal. It normalized. It became the mainstream narrative. It's not your fault. Not your fault. It's your responsibility. And this is how you take responsibility. You're doing it right now. So let's get into our integration today. What you're going to do is take that list that you just made today, the list of thoughts, beliefs, words, actions, anything else you want to add into there, the things in your current reality that are not coming with you into the desired destiny. They're not invited. They serve their purpose. They kept you safe, but they're no longer needed. And what do we do when we take something out? We have to replace it with something. This is one of the laws of the universe. When you make space for something by removing something, you have to fill it because it'll get filled with or without you. So you want to fill it. You want to fill it with exactly what you want. So that's what we're going to do so the first bar is going to be the old ways of being. Then right here, we're going to do, where did this come from? Who made this? I didn't. This is not my thought. I wasn't born with this thought. I wasn't a baby that thought I'm not worthy, or I can't eat that, or that man's not going to choose me. No, none of us were born like that. It was learned. Where'd you learn it? Is it from society? Your parents, your siblings, friends growing up, someone told you that you couldn't sit with them, and you made that mean you don't belong? Where'd you learn it? It's not yours. Bye-bye. Willow says bye-bye. That's right. Bye with love. And tomorrow we're going to talk about that, how to say bye-bye with so much love that it actually can go by. Because it can't go by when you're still resisting it. It can only go by when you let it leave with so much compassion, like it's your best friend. You're holding its hand. And then the third column right here is come up with a replacement. What would be a new thought? What would be a new action? What would be a new thing to say to yourself? So if the old action was waking up straight out of bed into checking your phone, the new action would be waking up and saying your power words with your anchor. You can do it all from bed. You don't have to get up. You don't have to wake up earlier. Nope, none of it. Just instead of leaning over into the phone, you lean over into yourself. So for everything you wrote, I want you to find a replacement. If you're telling yourself you don't belong, you don't fit in, you could start telling yourself, I belong with myself. I belong wherever I am because I'm there. If you're making yourself wrong for eating bad foods, you could stop making yourself wrong. You could eat less of those foods, or you could replace them with foods that you know are higher in nutritional value. There's no right replacement. And we're not trying to go miles ahead. We just want to go a little bit, a hairline, a fracture, just a little bit closer toward that ideal destiny. If you're trying to go for the exact opposite, for example, if you believe that you don't belong and then your statement is I belong, that might be too much of a leap. If it doesn't feel true to yourself, don't make it that big of a leap. Find a way that feels true. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. So here's an example of what it would look like. The old ways of being, for example, there's no good men. Where'd this come from? Past experience. New belief, good men are everywhere when I am able to see them. Another example, I have to get it all done now. Definitely one that I had. Where'd that come from? My parents, for sure, and society. I feel like that's one that most of us can resonate with. Am I right? Show of hands. Who feels that one? I have to get it all done now. Yeah. The new way of being here. I can take all the time I need. There is no rush. Good. And we're going to get to column 4 on day 4. So let that one just stay blank for now. So the last thing here is be gentle on yourself tonight. You are rewriting your life script. Make this home play a ritual, an act of love, a devotion to your desired destiny. Don't make it a chore. That's not something you have to do. You don't have to get it all done now. None of that old stuff. The way you do this, bring in your core desired feelings. Make this with them. Make make this with those feelings as your fuel. Make it feel good. Get in the bath, light a candle, take a walk. If you have obligations like children, ask somebody if they can support you for 45 minutes while you do this for yourself. Because when you do this for yourself, you're doing this for everyone. And that is what we've got for today. Tomorrow, we are going to do my favorite day, which is knowing how to inner dialogue with all of the parts of yourself so that you can finally get to the other side of a mood, a pattern, a downward spiral, a self-sabotaging way of being, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. So who has questions? Who has any questions, anything they want to share? I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. There we go. Anybody have any questions, anything they want to share, anything at all? Okay. I really just want to say thank you. I know today was a little nitty gritty. It's not fun going into this stuff. It's not fun making your own spreadsheets, although some of us love spreadsheets. It's still just, it's like nitty gritty what we just did. It's not sexy. It's not glamorous, but it's really, 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 really important. And it's something that nobody is going to do for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. You get to do it for you. You get to do it for your future. You get to do it for your future kids, your future partners, your future friends, your current friends, because the more you find things that you are doing that are not aligned with all of you, the more you that you get to be. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me for this hour where we went into those nitty gritty parts of ourselves and we get to transform them now. And so that's what you're going to be doing in your home play. And we're going to be doing even more in the next 2 days together. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me, for trusting yourself, and for trusting this work. I love you all with all of my heart and soul. I'm gonna stop the share.